During an interview with Fox News host Sean Hannity that aired this past weekend, actually Friday evening, Donald Trump told the world that he is so glad to be done with Twitter because really, it's just a totally boring place. Nobody's even using Twitter anymore, and he is so glad he doesn't have to mess with that anymore. Because, he gets to put out those awesome press releases that, as he says, do so much better than a tweet ever could. Here's what Trump had to say. I'm really getting the big word out because we're doing releases. Every time I do a release, it's all over the place. It's better than Twitter, much more elegant than Twitter. And Twitter is now very boring. A lot of people are leaving Twitter. Twitter is becoming very, very boring. Yeah, dude, that totally doesn't sound like you're absolutely just suffering from sour grapes over there. Like, we don't think you miss Twitter at all, right? All of us, we could agree that that's not the statement of just somebody who's super mad that he doesn't get to use that social media platform anymore. Now, to his point here, yeah, he puts out these idiotic press releases, and no, they're not more eloquent, They're a little bit longer than tweets most of the time. They're just as idiotic. They're less polished. And the only reason they make the rounds is because everybody's mocking you and how stupid it is and how pathetic it is, not to mention the fact that they're actually really not even sharing them that much anymore. I know in the early days when you were putting these things out, yeah, you'd put one out, it would go viral on social media, again, because everybody's laughing at you, not with you. But they've kind of stopped doing that because I think a lot of people realized if we don't share these things, nobody knows they even exist, right? You have no way of getting this information if it's not shared. And I'm glad people came to that realization. I had said that on Twitter, like, can we stop this? Stop amplifying these things. And then he's just barking in the dark. So I'm glad that people are sharing them less and less. And I think as time goes on, we're not going to see them at all anymore. But Trump continued. He said, when I started with Twitter years ago, it was like a failed thing, concept, media platform. It was failed. And it became exciting, and I think I had a lot to do with that, to be honest with you. It became very exciting, and now it's boring, and it's no good anymore. Yeah, Twitter totally only exists today because Donald Trump was on Twitter, right? It's not like anybody cared about Twitter at all before he came around. I mean, my God, could just one conservative have the courage to look him in the eye and say, sir, that's not true. Twitter's doing just as good as it ever did. And it was doing fine before you. It's doing fine without you. You didn't create it. You didn't make it better. You didn't drive people to Twitter. You didn't do any of it. And you know how we know that? Because if what Trump was saying was true, then some of these other conservative social media outlets would be absolutely booming. But they're dying. That's what's actually happening now. There is still plenty of fighting on Twitter. There is still more than enough politics to go around on Twitter. There are people yelling at each other. There's people making wonderful, hilarious jokes. There's news being shared. There's information going around the world in seconds. Twitter is doing just fine without Donald Trump. But Donald Trump clearly is not doing fine without Twitter.